Well, hello there, amigos, humans, hippies, earthlings, little dogs that go woof woof, and cats that go bow wow, which is probably not going to happen. I'm Bushka on Blitz, back with another dose of tanking insurrection in the form of the Leopard PTA. Now this is, I really enjoyed this game. I thought I played it pretty solid. This is the PTA we're playing on Middleburg, and I'm right at the back because, gee, this thing is as soft-hearted as a mother's embrace. It is really not very strong, can't take a hit, and is very, very easily penetrated. So you've got to play it with a lot of care and thought. And what I'm doing here is just resetting camo all the time. Now this is the less viable side of the Middleburg Hill, because from the top there's very, very little cover. And you are well within spotting range of anyone who ducks over the top. So what you've got to do is find whatever cover you can, and this is really the only area. The PTA does it okay, but as you can see there, you're very, very easily hit and seen from the top. Now this is a patron-sponsored post. If you consider sponsoring the channel, that would be wonderful. Please do so. We have a fantastic community there, lots of Telegram chat, Discords and channels, which is the voice chat and events going on, and all kinds of private videos. But be that as it may, today we're talking about the PTA. Now I've got two PTA videos. It's one of my favourite tanks to play because you just can't get away with being a brute force kind of guy. You can't break things just with brute force. You've got to use your nong, your nous, your noggin. That's what I'm looking for. It starts with an N, finishes with N. There you go, noggin. And if you get pushed on, they're going to hit point trade. There's no other way around it. If someone gets close to you, everything you fire is going to go through. That waffle tractor will play a large role. He will feature prominently in the ultimate end game of this particular match. Now, the PTA needs a whole lot of work done to it, but there's something it does have going in this situation. The 54 has to go over the crest of that hill to get shots in, which is hopefully exposing him to the waffle tractor. I'm desperately trying to signal the waffle to get there. And you can see 5 degrees of gun depression won't get the job done. So he has to move forward. The waffle fires HE into him, which is very upsetting considering the fact that a full round would have done 640 damage with that big gun, or maybe 460. I can't remember if he's got the 12.8 or the 150. But either way, that's a bad decision by the waffle. It's not the last bad decision the waffle's going to make, but that's all right. You know, we're all here playing at our own level and doing our very, very best. So you're going to lose hit points when people move up on you, and that's all there is to it. And this 54 is a very good example of that. But they've buffed the PTA's damage per minute and its rate of fire. So you can see there, we did actually get the required shot in. A bit of an unlucky one here, straight into the lower section of the tracks because the gun was dipping as I came over. There's the waffle again, and this time he gets the winner chicken dinner. 3 to 4. Now I feel like I've played this pretty solid, this PTA game. I've, as much as possible, put shots in from cover. I've not exposed myself unduly to fire. And I'm going to continue on with the trend here. I'm going to track this T30. Now, something I've really been focusing on over the past few months, and it's made a huge difference to my gameplay, is tracking tanks and shooting for engines. Fire causes extra damage, which is, of course, a wonderful thing. And tracking them is really, really top-notch. Keeps them in place and allows you to do another shot, or at least help them to do another shot. Your teammates, that being the case. Now, IS-8, I'm actually going to push forward. Now, I push forward instead of retreating. One, I don't know where the T-54 is, but it's harder for him to get a shot in at me here. And two, because it keeps the IS-8 in place trying to shoot me, which means the waffle tractor can walk up behind and miss the back of an IS-8, and then blow adrenaline, and probably miss the back of an IS-8 again on a professional basis. Nah, he just doesn't shoot him that time. Yeah, he does. He misses him again. I think, I mean, yeah, the IS-8 on our team is pretty much flabbergasted by this. We've got hit points though, and again, the gun depression game. The 54 can't get the gun down. That's fine and dandy as far as I'm concerned. I am just going to let the waffle tractor sit there. Don't push up, waffle tractor. We should be apples. The waffle tractor is going to push up just quietly. and get wrecked. Yeah, I don't know what he's thinking either, but there you go. He's left me on my lonesome. 1 on 2. And that's fine because I'm going to go all the way down here, and there's a little bush here that if you get behind, you'll be able to fire without being spotted. We nailed him bad, but we just tracked him, and we're just carrying on about tracks. So to make sure that it goes in, there we go. Boom, boom, winner, winner, chicken dinner. There's a 54. We've got more than enough hit points to take a shot from the 54 and put the killing shot in. And all in all, I feel pretty pumped about the way I've played so far. Lots of thought, lots of care. The T-54 pushed up on me, couldn't be helped, but I exposed him. I used his gun depression against him. Watch what my iPad does to me here. It's a top-of-the-line iPad Pro Mini. Best... Oh, watch it shudder. Watch it chug. Oh my good God. Could it pick a worst possible time? And I just can't drive. It's never done that before, and I should mention that I did muck around with the video settings before this game, and I immediately set them all back to high where it was before and doing just dandy, and I am absolutely mortified because the GV guy who's in there, I actually try and explain to him what happened. I'm so disgusted with that result. I had that on toast, and it just slideshowed as I turned. All I needed was it to just be smooth, and there was a shot right in that T-54. But if you want to play the PTA, you've got to do it like that. You can't be nuts out. It's not a strong arm technician like the 54. And I've been playing an awful lot of PTA, Leo 1 and Object 140 over the last wee while. And I really adore playing the 140. But the PTA's a lot more challenging and a lot more rewarding for a game. Now, this is an interesting one. It happened an hour after that, and I'd like to call this one redemption. This is where we get our own back. I've since changed the settings again, and you can probably see here I've adjusted the fog setting on the game to be ultra low or something like that. And yeah, I'm gonna have to muck around with it because I don't know what I did, but the iPad's been chugging a bit. Now, I've called to go right. I've let them know I'm not a 62A, and I've seen the 183, and I'm saying, Yuta, this way, because he's a mouse clan guy, and the mouse clan on the Asia server are generally very, very good. A lot better than me. There's actually a video I've got coming up of another clan called 101AD. Pimp and I played about 10 games against a 101 AD platoon in Tier X, and we kept coming back because the games are so good and so competitive, but they gave us a flogging 7-3. Fortunately for you though, I'll only be showing the games where we won. There you go, Dr. J, and 101 AD Radiance. I pushed that guy because he's really valuable to our cause. He's a 183, and I think he's a 73, 74% purple. So I really wanted to make sure that the mouse dude was on the same wavelength and behind me. And I've set up here because you've got to be sneaky in the PTA. You've got to take the really dirty stuff and use it to your advantage. Now I'm running optics on the PTA with double rations, V-stab, a rammer, and no vents. So I've got plenty of view range here, and I'm being absolutely patient. And there you go, my patience is rewarded. Lo and behold, I managed to stuff the shot. But what he doesn't understand is that 183 that we pushed up here is going to wreck it. We're letting the camo reset, and we're going to roll straight back out, and we're going to put a speculator in that bush on suspicion that it is indeed an SU-122-54, which is always a good thing. And you see I'm immediately spotted. So I'd suggest that probably bounced. I don't know if it went through, but he was certainly looking in my direction. Now, here comes a new entry to the fray. That T-54 just got sat down by the 183. Now, Yuta, I think, takes a little bit of incoming fire here and has to move. So I really don't want him to get stuck on his own down there against two, die, and leave me a gun down here on this flank. So as he pushes forward, I'm going to push forward with him. And the rest of the team hasn't done anything in particular on the left. They're kind of milling about the place and not really playing particularly well. We get one into the 122-44, and I really want to nut him first and foremost. You can see there, we bounce one. He's been very, very lucky, this 122. I'm trying to get the 54 just to shoot me, which is great for me, terrible for him. And this is a good player. I'm going to hit the 122-54. Yuta realises he can't hit him and just nuts the T-54 instead. So very, very good work there by our 183. And we're actually now 2 tanks up, which is lovely. Now, the PTA, as I mentioned, very, very fragile flower. You cannot be too careful in this tank. And there's a lot of big guns left. That's 62A, though. We get a lovely roll, 7 over the average alpha of the PTA, which is 350. And we're just going to reset camo here. They've got 3 left. We've got 3 left. One of them is a very, very good player in the 183. I think he's going to have a little bit of rough luck here and get lit up and done in. Here we go. So they've got 3 big tanks, all of them with 640 average alpha guns. The BL-10 is there, the 150 on the T110E3, and the Object 268, obviously, with another monster cannon on it. So we're just setting up here for this 268, and he manages to nut Yuta, which is really unfortunate, and he says sorry. He's got no need to say sorry, because he really helped on that flank. You can see that shot there, very, very important to the overall scheme of things, because it's now made that 268, I believe, just about a one-shot. Same with that T110A3, very important. And you can see how good it is to have a tank with an absolutely laser-like gun, excellent camo, and very, very good speed. And what I'm doing here is just getting away behind, resetting the camo, and then I'm going to hit along the right flank. I know that Object 704 was along there before, but the other 2 guys have moved around. And I'm banking on the fact that, well, I know the E3 is not particularly mobile, and the 268, while mobile enough and pretty quick, is probably going to stick around that same area, not wanting to get isolated on himself. He'll probably stick with the E3. So best guess is that I should be able to find an isolated 704 over here. And so long as the iPad doesn't start chugging, we should be all right. Now, I hit adrenaline here, and I hit the button, but nothing happens. And eventually it fires off. I don't know what's going on here. I think I need to maybe reformat this mongrel, because it's absolutely belting me. Rather than expose myself with camo still not reset, I'm going to drive all the way around so I can get a nice good look at this 704. Now, I've been firing APCR so far, and again, I've got to adjust the loadout on this tank. There he is. He's popped up. And we go to heat just to make sure of the whole situation. Done. Now, where's that 268? Luckily, we got that shot in before, because we absolutely needed it. There he is there. He's hull down. He's just aiming up. Takes too long. And the Leopard has a fantastic gun. Now we just have to find this E3, and unfortunately he finds us. Now you're going to see the speed of the Leo PTA, the lightness and the hill climbing ability here. We get a bounce. Don't know why that went there, but do you see how quick it went up that hill and straight back around? And indeed, it is redemption. Everyone goes home a winner. And we've had the Kolobanovs of the evening. That was about 2 hours after the other one, where the iPad chug absolutely wrecked me. And it did feel very, very nice to actually get that one away. So the PTA, it's not for the inexperienced. It's a very, very tough... And we got actually quite a rare one there, the Oskins medal. You don't usually get that at tier 9. It's a tough one. 5 kills, Kolobanov, plenty of help from some other members of the team, and we did take our time. Not a huge damage game, but certainly a finesse game, and that's what this tank is all about. You cannot play it nuts out, or you might be able to. You're a lot better than me, but I've got to say, I've seen a lot of people fall over and hate on this tank because it's precise, it's rewarding, but it's challenging as all hell. Anyway, I'm Bushka on Blitz. Thank you so much for watching. Got lots of stuff coming up. Lots and lots of stuff. Really looking forward to the EU boot camp on Sunday, where I'm going to be running around with the guys from EU, getting up early in the morning for that one. So the wife loves that. Make a lot of noise at 6 a.m. in the morning. Really, really popular. The private videos are going up again this week, so I'm doing about one a week for the patrons only on the website. And yeah, and sticking with our one a day thing here. And there's some official wargaming stuff that's going to drop in the next week or so that's pretty spectacular. That's about it. Can't think of anything else to say, which is rare. I'm not often lost for words. Talk underwater. Talk for Australia. I'm Bushka Blitz. You're bloody lovely. Thank you so much for your support. Look after your families and stay safe on the battlefield.